Okay, YouTube, today we've got a 2015 Chrysler Town & Country minivan, and we've got a code on it right now that's showing P0128, which is a coolant thermostat problem. So what we're going to do today is we're going to change the thermostat and the housing that it's in so we can clear out this code. This is one of two possible scenarios. This is the more likely one, so we're going to go ahead and change it out. The part on Amazon is fairly cheap. I think it was about $15–16, but this is it right here. This is the new part, and it is located on the engine to the left. If you're looking at the engine, down below we've got the power steering fluid here. And down below here, where you can see the radiator hose going in, this is what we're replacing. So to get to it, we're going to remove a few things here. We're going to take this air box out of the way and get down to it. Should be a fairly simple job today, and we're going to be using a 13 mil right here. The bolts seem to be a 10 mil, but we'll find out here in a second once we get down to it. So the video cut off there for a minute, so I don't know what all got captured or whatever. I'll figure it out in editing, I guess. But anyway, yeah, so we've got access to it. Two 10 mil bolts, one on top, one on the bottom, and drain pan underneath to catch the fluid, because we're going to unhook this radiator hose here, and it's going to drain out onto the ground underneath here. It's just in my driveway, so try to catch as much of it as possible. There's a skid plate down there, that plastic skid plate that they put on these things, so that I'm sure is going to catch some of it, but we'll try to catch as much of it as possible. Alright, so we've got that hose unhooked there, and now it'll be time to remove the thermostat housing. Alright, so we got the old one off. This is the old one. Hard to tell whether or not it's actually the problem or not without actually putting it in some water and checking to see when it opens and closes. But what we got here, got the new one down here on the bottom. There's plenty of fluid coming out, so get it over here where you guys can see. Put it back up there. I will say that bottom bolt is a little tough to get to. A deep well 10 mil socket would probably be recommended on that. Kind of a tight spot between that and this piece of frame right here. Doesn't give you a lot of room to get a ratchet in there, so I ended up using a wrench, and that's what I'll have to end up tightening it down with, but not too bad. Okay, so just those two bolts, it came off. And then if I can see, slide it in. Kind of got to move the old radiator hose out of the way, and there we go. We'll get those bolts in there and tighten everything back up, and should be good to go. All right, so we got everything buttoned back up together, and we did lose quite a bit of antifreeze, so I've got a bottle that I'm going to fill it up with, and once that's done, I'll run it and make sure we don't have any leaks coming out of there. There is a seal around, and make sure that seal's intact whenever you put it back on there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how you replace the thermostat if you get that code. And thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe.